Omaha,
Pick up that blitz.
Watch 50, watch 50. Welcome to the franchise. Introducing the loudmouth asshole champion, the people's commissioner, the salty former commissioner, the current commissioner, the fairest in the land, the baby daddy and car salesman, the guy who didn't draft his team, the Albanzo, the guy with a general studies degree, the man without a plan, the man-child still growing up, the newcomer and resident Punta. And this is the franchise with your host, Serpentes.
Welcome to week 9 of the franchise. I'm your host, Serpentes. I'm working out right now. I gotta get back in the groove, baby. And you know it's week 9 of the franchise. I'm calling all types of crazy shit. So while I work out, I'm gonna tell you about a few things. We got matchups, we got projections, we got reviews, we got penalties and challenges. We got a special guest that we're not gonna name yet. Now it's crazy out here. It's kind of nipper. I'm drinking a beer, I'm smoking a cigarette, I'm working out, looking at my championship belt. Sure, I'm in dead last place almost, but I'm still a fucking champion over here. Look at me knocking it out. Come on, baby. You can fuck with this. Serpentes. What's going on? Hear that soft jazz in the background? It's pretty fucking cool. So we're gonna jump right into it. There's a lot of fucking crazy trades per se. Right off the bat, that set up a heinous trade is Cam Newton and Heath Miller for Sam Bradford and Amir Abdullah. Harry Cahill, he got Cam Newton and Heath Miller for Sam Bradford and Amir Abdullah. I mean, as my counterpart here at the franchise said, probably stupidest fucking trade, you fucking idiot of the season award is going to be probably handed out for that one. I mean, Sam Bradford and Amir Abdullah, they're terrible players, and he got Cam Newton, who's still, you know, undefeated as a quarterback, and he's got Heath Miller coming back. Ben Roethlisberger's getting healthy again. He's probably be in the mix. You'll see his numbers start jumping up. And that trade right there, it set up Harry against swindling another counterpart of ours, Cameron Campese, Don Corleone. Yeah, there we go. Cameron traded away, you know, Joe Flacco, the Panthers defense, and Dion Lewis for Heath Miller, Cam Newton, and Matt Jones. Matt Jones, he hadn't seen the ball since the Redskins have won a game. Heath Miller, like I said, he's coming back, and Cam Newton, you know, he's decent, but I mean, fuck. Cameron gave up Dion Lewis, Panthers defense, who's undefeated. They're still churning out numbers week in, week out. And Joe Flacco's all right, I guess. Hopefully he flops. Harry doesn't deserve to have a good quarterback at this rate. And Cameron just throwing away his best players week in and week out. It's like we talked about this about 2 weeks ago on the franchise, and we need to put a limit on this guy's ability to trade week to week. But you know, that was just another shitty trade by Cameron again. And last trade we got here, Harry swindling another fucking poor guy in our league. Matt Ledette giving up fucking Antonio Brown and Matt Jones for Charmander West and Alfred Blue. I mean, you can't. Antonio Brown, we were talking about this earlier before we started filming. Antonio Brown is an untradeable player, yet he was allowed to be traded for two subpar people. Sure, Charmander, you know, evolved to Charmeleon, whatever the fuck his name is. You know what I'm talking about. He's one step away from becoming Charizard, and we know what happens when that goes down. Shit's fucking bursting flames and stuff. But I mean, Matt, Cameron, I mean, they're both on. You know, they're in the corner. They're losing bad. They think just because they trade away their players, maybe it'll result in something good happening for them. It's just not the case. And that wraps up the reviews of week 9, and I'm your host, as always, Serpentes. Week 9 of the franchise. I'm your host, Serpentes. And this is the week 8 reviews going into week 9, man. Dr. X versus Breeze's King of the Drews. I mean, tough fucking game. First thing we want to point out, Drew Brees dropping a 44 burger. some big fucking numbers, bro. And this is a standard ass league too. 44 points is a fucking lie. You don't see that unicorn every now and then. But somehow or another, it was only in vain as our People's Commissioner lost by 2. The matchup we're gonna go to is Arian Foster's groin versus West Bank. Still can't win a game, Bandito. On a tournament last night, myself. It really just came down to Andrew Luck. I mean, it was really toward the 4th quarter where Arian Foster won the game. And at the same time, too, Bandito had Greg Olson in. Greg Olson made that touchdown catch, put Bandito ahead by 2 points, and I think at that point, Andrew Luck still had -1. And it was only toward the 4th quarter where Andrew Luck finally hit it up through 2 touchdowns, and you know they still ended up losing. But fantasy and real life is completely different things. Real life is fake, fantasy is real. Highest scoring matchup of the week. Some big numbers across the board. Once again, Cameron's shitty player that he traded away, Todd Gurley, he's really bad. He put up 20 points. He rushes for 150 yards in like every game. You know, he's really bad. I can see why he traded him. You know, Rob Gronkowski putting up numbers. Matt Ledette traded away Antonio Brown. He's bad. He put up 10. He's really bad. Brandon McManus, 11 points. You know, Adam traded him away. He doesn't score, you know, double digits every week either. Who we got over here? Who's a loser over here? Oh, we got Brandon Cooks. He's pretty cool. I mean, he put up 20 points. Big deal. Julio Jones, 20 points. Who cares? Le'Veon Bell's out for the season. Matt Ryan, trash. Lions defense, they got scored 45 points on them. Trash. Big thing. And, you know, that wraps up week 8. Going into week 9, reviews and projection. We're going to dive right into it. Very tough week for a lot of people. We got 18, Alfonso versus West Bank Bandito, Josh Alvarado. It's going to be a crazy who's got on the bench. He's got some people to fill the ranks. Maybe throw in Antonio Gates against Chicago. That wouldn't be too bad. Adams throwing in there for Nate Washington. Maybe, who knows? Ruben Randall probably away from a win with this one. Whoa. Yeah, I can see him walking away with a win from this one. Next one we're going to talk about. Don Vito versus Breeze's King of the Drews. I'm sure he'll change his name this week. You never know what he's got up his sleeve. Tough matchup, man. We got 5-3 Vito. Luke Cahill going against 4-4 the People's Commission, man. Just like me, the People's Commissioner has played with a lot of players on bye. I think probably he's got Matt Forte doubtful. You know, that knee injury is probably going to be costly. Maybe 4 or 5 weeks. Some people even saying the whole season, man. I mean, Matt Forte, he kind of looks like me, to be honest. You know, a lot of people say he looks like me. I'm not, you know, I don't know where they get that from, but we got Darren McFadden and Dan Bailey and Terrence Williams and Christy Michael, 4 Dallas players, all at Philly. So, it would not surprise me if Drew Brees drops another 7 or 8 touchdowns against Tennessee in the Dome. It really would not surprise me. To say fuck Don Vito, I think this is People's Commissioner's game to win, man. Mine is Arian Foster's groin going against Johnny B. Good. My name will be changed before we play this game, believe that. 2-6 versus David and Goliath, 7-1. Look at his fucking lineup, bro. Look at his lineup. Look real good and close. Andrew Luck, Eddie Lacy, Todd Gurley, A.J. Green, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, Dion Lewis, Patriots defense, Brandon Manassas. How did he get this team? Cheater. He's a liar. He's got his hands in the fucking puppet master. Oh, excuse me. He is the puppet master. He's got his hands on the strings like a fucking puppet. It's like Pippi Longstockings and shit. There's a little puppet show going on in the fucking marina while the sailors get on top of the boat or some shit. He puts the fantasy in fantasy football. This is a fantasy team right here. This is complete fucking bullshit. I got 6 players on fucking bye. I got the Seahawks defense. John Brown, who don't want to play no more. I got Chris Johnson, my workhorse. He's on bye. Joseph Randall, he got fucking cut today. I didn't even know he got cut. I just thought he was hurt. He got cut. He ain't even coming back. And look, Deshaun Jackson ain't playing. I threw that in there just to make myself feel better on the projection. The Rivers,
He's the only. If he drops 50 on Chicago, I might just have a chance. Johnny, it's just gonna be Johnny B for right now because I'm gonna change my name before this game. So Johnny B something is gonna be Arian Foster's still a bitch ass groin. Yeah. So this week we're gonna talk about well, let me start that over. Just keep going. Welcome to week 9 of the franchise, and I'm your host Johnny Serpentes. And this week we got a special segment called Group Text Analysis. So we're gonna jump right into it. I mean, you know, we talk a lot of shit in this group message. I mean, it goes on for days. I mean, my shit gets blown up. And one of the big things we want to talk about is Harry telling Adam, go look up Indian sandstorm on Urban Dictionary. It's exactly what you think. Screenshot it and send it, Luke says. Adam says, that's a spicy dick. Harry says, this is an Indian sandstorm. When a man puts curry in a woman's anus, has anal sex with her, then lets her fart in his face. Way too rough. Way too rough, man. Next one we're gonna go into is let's see, what we got? Adam Andre quoting himself, Luke, I got a blowjob in your bed once. I'm sorry. Luke says, that's awesome. Don't be sorry. And I'm not gonna say what happened next. Got this video up here. Let's see. We got the current commissioner getting his fucking little ass flipped like a dog from Luke Cahill, man. Right here. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Mike Steele's not ready.
Wrist control, Michael. Michael, wrist control. Be aggressive, Luke, to stay up there. Luke's got something to say. Luke, shoot, it's boring.
It's good stuff right here, huh? Here we go. And that's week 9 of the franchise, a group chat analysis. I'm your host, as always, Johnny Serpentes.
Penalties and challenges. I am your umpire. First flag, penalty. 15 yards, holding on Mike Steele. Mike Steele, you said the trade deadline was going to be on the 28th of October, which was the NFL deadline, which you were wrong. I went silent after Harry joined in the group chat and said we had an extravaganza, LOL, because, you know, everyone else just wanted to make a trade. You know, you saw everyone else wanted to make moves, improve their teams, as you always say. You know, I think Freddie was ready to make a trade, Cameron was ready to make a trade, Josh was ready to make a trade, J-Mac was ready to make a trade and shit. I might have made a trade. You know, Charles Sims, Mr. Consistency, everybody wanted him. The challenge this week is People's Commish is back, actually. Back. You know, I had a good run, you know, as NWO Wolfpack. And of course that Awakens, Reese's, King of the Drews. But I'm back as the People's Commish, yes. You know, we've seen a lot of dictatorship, you know. It's like Fidel Castro putting his brother in power after he got sick, you know. It's pretty bad, you know. And people of Cuba, they just want freedom. And, you know, the United States and Cuba, they just had that, you know, deal. So, you know, that tensions are easing around here. So I have decided, in honor of Cuba, shout out to all the Cubans out there, Bandito, or whatever you are, Hispanic, shout out, instituting the People's League. It will be a league, a new league for the 2016-2017 fantasy year. You know, it will be standard, ESPN, you know. It will include the likes of Devery Henderson, Super Bowl winner, 2009 Saints, shout out to Super Bowl 44. Ashante Currency, the hotspot of Franklin. We're also going to have a league next year. We're going to take input from everybody. You know, you want a trade deadline on this day, you know, everyone will agree on it. A certain trade that shouldn't go down, the veto will be brought back in this league. The veto will be back. Sorry to burst your bubble, but the veto will be back. Shout out to the veto. Shout out to everyone with the veto in their names. You can have that in the People's League. we will also have a real belt, a leather belt, fantasy belt. You know, second place we'll have a runner-up prize. You know, we'll have a signed helmet from Derry Henderson, Super Bowl winner. We can have that. He's in the league. You know, okay. We'll have weekly viewing parties. You know, this league, we'll have the draft at the Guyana building rooftop. Okay, we will have a nice league with the people's input. Everyone will be happy. There will be no hands. There will be no puppets. You know, none of that going on. It will be a people's league, and it will be great. So look forward to that. People's Commission's back. You know, the People's League is back. We look forward to it next year. Everyone who has a bad record, People's League.
We're gonna be on the franchise. I'm your host, as always, Serpentes. And this is a short broadcast. We have a poll that is gonna be up on the Fantasy Forum tomorrow, and we'd like our viewers to turn in and vote. Cast your vote. We want to hear what you think about it. I'm not gonna tell you what it's about. That's why we need you to go there. And as always, I'm your host, Serpentes. Ciao. Welcome to week 9 of the franchise. I'm your host, Johnny Serpentes. Tonight we have a and it's your resident Hispanic, Joga Benito himself, Mr. Jas Alvarado. Welcome. We haven't had a lot of Hispanic people on the show yet, and actually tonight is what do we say? The Franchise Deportes. That's what we are tonight. The Franchise Deportes. ¿Cómo está? Josh Alvarado. Me llamo Johnny Serpentes.
I'm doing alright, bro. Can't complain.
He's talking Spanish for us.
Absolutely not.
Que hora es Claco. The first question is, how does it feel to have Le'Veon Bell, one of your biggest picks, out for the season, man?
He was the best running back in the league, for sure. I'm still glad I didn't trade him to Harry, even though I am pissed that he got hurt. Fuck Harry. And fuck his team.
So, and that being said, you wish he had been traded then?
No, fuck no. I'm glad he got hurt.
Don't you wish you would have glad he got hurt on Harry's team and then you had players who were healthy?
Nope, because Harry's a bitch. I don't like him. I don't like his team either.
You heard it here first on the Franchise Deportes. I mean, that's pretty tough shit right there, man. How does it feel to be the only true 100% Hispanic player in the league?
Feels alright, you know. What is Harry? Harry's Native American. We got an Indian. We got a Swedish, Russian, white, and part Spanish.
Deutsch. So, I mean, how's it feel? I mean,
it's fine.
Do you feel like you should be given equal opportunities amongst the white men?
No, I know.
Are you lying?
No.
Kind of look. I thought he was lying there for a second. I don't know about y'all back at home on the Deportes channel. Well, you can be honest over here, man. He's a racist, isn't he?
No.
How are you enjoying your first season in the league?
I wish I had more wins. Since my running back got hurt, that's why Harry got left me more. So I'm fucked.
A lot of us are fucked. You know what?
See, I guess.
Do you think Trump should be president?
Absolutely not. I think he's a fucking asshole.
Who would you vote for president? Mike Steele's gonna vote. He's gonna vote for someone who oppress you.
He's gonna vote for Bernie Sanders. That's who he's gonna vote for.
Bernie Sanders doesn't like Hispanics. What does that tell you about your commissioner?
Donald Trump doesn't like Hispanics.
I mean, the people's commissioner, he's ethnic. I'm semi-ethnic.
This nigga said he was semi-ethnic, okay? Just to clarify.
Cut that part out, though. If you were invited to join the People's League, hosted by the People's Commissioner, would you join? The People's League stands for freedom, First Amendment rights, stuff like that.
Essentially what?
On the Franchise Deportes.
So is this like saying that the People's Commissioner is going to be departing from our league next year?
It'll just be another league.
Right.
You know.
A fair league. No tyranny, dictatorship.
Cheesy gordita crunch, additional. And sometimes I get the deal, not the meal, the deal number 2, I believe.
What about extra Baja sauce?
Sometimes it just depends. I usually get mild.
I love that extra Baja.
Gotta get a little bit of mild.
Can't believe you just did that to yourself.
Well,
Welcome to week 9 of the franchise. I am Brandon Cooks. Okay, I'm just here to reinforce the People's League. It's a real thing. It's going to happen. Real belts. Runner-up prizes. You know, 2016, 2017. Look out if you get invited. The People's Commissioner, the People's League. I am Brandon Cooks. This is week 9 of the franchise.